गुरुर्पिता गुरुर्माता गुरुर्देवो न संशयः कर्मणा मनसा वाचा तस्मात् सर्वप्रसेव्यते. Yeah. This was the sloka from Shiva Samhita, which tells about the Guru. Guru is all. That means Guru Pita. That means Guru is the father. Guru Mata. Guru is the mother. Guru Devo na Samchayaha. Even God is also Guru. So what else we can give it to him? So through service, Karmana, Manasa, Vacha. Through the service, you can just serve him. That's all you can do. And I also thank Padma Shri Madam and Dr. Richard Hill for the nice presentation. So let me start my talk. So it's a first line of defense of a yogi towards the pathogens. First line of defense towards of the yogi towards the pathogens. Before entering to the actual talk, let me share one video which I was just going through yesterday. It will be helpful for you people. Is it audio is there? What? 1 minute. There is some technical issues. I don't know why we are not getting the audio. Raghav, can you help me? It was coming actually. No. Here volume was also maximum I given. Not coming now. Okay. Okay, no problem. Let me just briefly explain what they are telling in that. So it is related to the COVID. Actually, they had done an experiment. They have used certain instruments with I think IR, and they are checking the particles, how much far it will travel. So this is the image what they are taken. See, when you sneeze, there are nearly 1,000,000 of the air particles which will be floating in the air. This is with the other direction. Again he is sneezing. So here, that's what they say when you talk together, when he has a problem with the COVID, so that particles will stay in the air for nearly 15 to 20 minutes. 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah, basically, to summarize this, that is what it. When you sneeze, the water droplets in the air, it will stay for nearly 20 minutes. Nearly for 20 minutes, nearly a million of particles. Yeah. So just yesterday I was going through one video, so I got it. So I thought it would be helpful since the audio is not there, audio is not audible. Another 5 minutes is there. It won't make you interesting. Okay. I will share the slide to the Sarvasumana. Definitely you can. Anybody. I will share the video. Definitely any people can just look at that. It's very nice. Okay. Let me start with my talk. So my talk was the primary defense or the first line of defense of a yogi through yoga or for the pathogens. You might have seen everywhere the notices, all these notices which you are seeing in the screen, like you have to maintain a distance. These are all the precautions. These are all the precautions, but you have to prevent that. Precaution only is not enough to combat the COVID. So you have to prevent also. So precaution you will do it from outside, but the prevention has to be done from inside. That means you should make your body to fight against the COVID or any pathogens. So can that be done by yoga? Yes, sure, we can do it by yoga. Let us see how all we can do. So let us understand what is immune system. Let us understand the immune system. So it's a body's defense against causing or malfunctioning of cells and foreign particles. Okay, so there are 3 lines of defense, that is first line of defense, second line of defense and the third line of defense. So when you look at the immunity, there is a 2 types of immunity, that is innate immunity and acquired immunity. The first line of defense comes in the innate immunity. That means the natural barrier of the body towards any pathogens. So there are 2 types of barriers. One is physical barrier and chemical barriers. So physical barriers are skin and the mucous membranes, and the chemical barriers are the antimicrobial substances which is produced from the body fluids. So the main function of this first line of defense is it stops the infection before it enters the body, or it might not allow the pathogen to multiply, or it will not give a chance to affect the host. So that is the function of this first line of defense. So in the first line of defense, usually first thing is the skin will come. Skin is nothing but it's a keratinized cells. You people know that keratin is very difficult to degrade or destroy. Only some of the organisms, only some of the very least microbes, that bacteria and some of the fungi can able to degrade the keratinized. So keratinized cell or the cell line. So that will be a barrier for the pathogen. And the oral cavity, the salivary glands contain the lysozyme, so definitely it breaks down the cell. Then stomach, because of the low pH, acidic pH, it can kill the pathogen. Then mucosal surfaces, the mucosal epithelium, again when in the mucosal epithelium, any pathogens, it will be adhered or stick to that, so it will not be able to reach the destination. And the normal flora which is there in the gut or the intestine, it will not allow the pathogen to stick to the intestinal wall. And there is a second line of defense, which is fever. Fever is the increase in the temperature or increase in the body temperature, which suppresses most of the microbial growth. And in yoga there is a positive pressure through pancha prana, which will not allow any pathogens or any organisms to enter to the body. In next slide you will be understanding about the pancha prana. So this is just a pictorial representation of the first barrier, first line of immune system. As already I explained, the nasal cavity, it will have cilia, mucous membranes. The trachea will have mucous layers. Then stomach, the low pH and the normal flora, and the flushing out is also a type of defense. Then rapid pH change, it's already there. Then skin surface, then the lysozymes in TS. So about the pancha pranas. So in the body, in yogic terms, in the body there are 5 different types of prana. It is called as pancha prana, 5 different types of prana. The pranas are divided or distinguished by like the direction which they move. Based on that, the 5 pranas are divided. So first one is the prana. The concentration of the prana will be more in, it is nothing but the air, concentration of air will be more in the chest region, and its movement is upwards. And the udana, again the concentration is more in the throat region, and again movement is upwards. And vyana is the whole body, it has the movement. Then samana, it has a movement of circular motion, the air. Then the apana, below the navel region, the movement is towards downwards, so which helps in the excretion. So when this kind of system is there in the body, so naturally what happens is this forms a very good defense mechanism. To make you understand, just imagine a very good P4 lab, or just imagine a production unit in a companies, or in the normal software companies also. You can just observe what they do is, inside the building they maintain a positive pressure by installing AC or something. They maintain a positive pressure. So whenever you go there and open the door, the air rushes from inside to the outside. So naturally, any organism from the outside or any particles from the outside cannot enter inside. The same mechanism is in our body. If you could keep this pancha pranas healthy, definitely nothing pathogenic can enter into the body. So we have immune system, but we harm our immune system. We always harm our immune system. Also, I think Padma Shri Madam also and Dr. Richard has also mentioned about this. So how by having stress and anxiety, you will harm your immune system. There are researchers, when you are under stress, when you are under anxiety, the immune system get lowered. Then in the alcohol, it reduces the immune system. Then lack of sleep. Now the people who are doing the jobs in the MNCs, they are facing this problem. Unhealthy diet. This you can very nicely see in the metropolitan cities. So just thinking the stomach as a dustbin and just eating everything. So that is the unhealthy diet. Then dehydration. Then lack of exercise. as already in the previous, I think for the previous speaker, one girl asked the question. So no time for exercise. So that is not a reason. Okay, that is not a reason. Lack of exercise will definitely reduce your immune system and the smoking. So in Hatha Yoga, in a sacred test of Hatha Yoga, there they say healthy body means how it looks. Vapum krushatvam, vadane prasannata, nada saputatvam, nayane sunirmale, arogata bindujayo, agdi deepanam, nadi vishuddhirhata siddhati lakshanam. That means when a body becomes lean, for a healthy Hatha Yogi, the body becomes lean and the face glows with delight. So whenever you can see anybody's face, if you just see through their eyes, you can say whether he is healthy or not. So his face should glow with delight. Then anahata manifests. That means the voice becomes sweet and nayane sunirmale. That means the eyes become calm and clear. The eyes become calm and clear. And the bindu is under control and the appetite increases. Appetite means it is a gastric fire. If everything is there, that means he is a healthy Hatha Yogi. So the body has to be like this to defend towards any pathogen. So I always see to combat COVID, how we can combat COVID, 3 ways I see. One is by yoga or kriyas, other one is ahara, that is food, and other one is the mind, okay, or we call it as manassu, which increases the immune system. So let us understand one by one. So there is a yogic technique to improve the first line of defense. Dhautar bhastistata netis tratakam naulikam tata kapala bhatischaitani shatkarmani parichakshate. That means there are 6 kinds of kriyas, that is dhauti, bhasti, neti, trataka, nauli and kapala bhati, to just cleanse your body. So let us understand one by one. So the first one is trataka, where trataka is the effortless gazing on particular point. If you gaze on the lamp, that is called as Jyoti Trataka. If you gaze on the fingertip, that is called as Jatu Trataka. If you effortlessly start gazing on particular object, so what happens is the toxins are removed in the form of tears. So toxins in the form of tears, it is removed, and it strengthens the muscles surrounding the eyes and helps to get rid of mild problems like short-sightedness, and it improves the mental and nervous stability, thereby increasing the power of concentration. I am just concentrating on the first line of defense. There are other benefits also. So just concentrating on the first line of defense. Then the next one is Kapalabhati. In Kapalabhati, what you do is you will do a forceful exhalation with a passive inhalation. Forceful exhalation with a passive inhalation. It will be around 120 to 150 counts. Okay. So what the benefit of this one is, it cleanses the nasal tract. It cleanses the nasal tract. So the Hatha Yoga Pradipika claims that Kapalabhati Pranayama removes all the impurities of the body. Kapalabhati is the best practice available to oxygenate the blood. And next thing is Neti. We call it as Jalaneti. If you use water for the cleansing purpose, we call it as Jalaneti. If you use thread or the rubber catheter, it is called as Sutraneti. So whatever you are seeing, the girl doing the Jalaneti, with the water she is doing the Neti. That means she is pouring water, that is salted lukewarm water from one nostril, and it is coming out of the other nostril. So it will cleanse the nasal tract. And here what she is doing is, she is using a rubber catheter. She is inserting the rubber catheter inside the nostril, and she will be taking out it from the throat, mouth. So, and she will be cleaning that. So this is the Sutra Neti. And there are many other types of netis also, like Dugdha Neti, Madhu Neti, all those things. It is used in the therapy purpose. Okay. So the benefits of neti is, neti helps to maintain the nasal hygiene by bacteria, dirt and bacteria trapped along with the nostril. So whatever that bacteria or any pathogens which is attached in the nasal tract will be cleaned off, so that you can avoid many of the allergies, and it can alleviate upper respiratory complaints, throats, tonsils and dry coughs. See, why these all helpful is, let me tell you. See, we are talking about a COVID. That means we are thinking that it's a very big disease, very big problem. But all those big problems starts with the small problem. So what happens initially? So for simple example, if I had to give, just you will travel outside. Okay, when you travel outside, you will drink water. When you drink water, immediately the first day the throat infections start. Okay, and the second day or third day the cough starts, and after third day or fourth day the fever starts. So the pathogen starts from just small infection. So if that infection immediately when it has happened, if it is removed, definitely it will never lead to the big problem. Okay, so that is the principle behind this, all these kriyas. So this is one of the Nauli technique. This is the Yogacharya Jala Yogi. He is called as a Jala Yogi. He is a very famous person in Karnataka, in our state. So he can do Surya Namaskara under the water, and he will do Shirsasana under the water. So that is a specialty of him. He is called as Dr. Chandra Acharya. So he is for us, he has performed the Nauli Kriya. Nauli Kriya is the exercise for the abdominal part of the muscles. Abdominal muscles. You can see that the folding of the skin in the abdomen region. If it is folds towards the right side, then it is called as Dakshina Nauli. If it is fold towards the left side, then it is called as Vamana Nauli. If he rotates that one, then it is called as Nauli Chalana. So what is the benefit of that? So Nauli is a powerful technique which massages all the organs in the abdomen. The stomach, the liver, spleen, urinary bladder, pancreas, gallbladder and the intestine. This helps to maintain the health of the lower organs. So all the organs health is maintained. So there is one more technique called Dhauti. Dhauti is the cleansing of the food pipe, especially the cleansing of the food pipe. So here what we do is, we take around 6 to 8 glasses of water and we just vomit it. The water is actually salted water and lukewarm water. We just vomit it. This is called as Vastra Dhauti. So the benefits of this is, this practice cleans the digestive tract of any undigested food particles. If any undigested food particles is there in the lining, it will be removed. That is also called as Kunjal Kriya. In naturopathy, they say that if any undigested particles remains in the body for a long time, it turns as a toxin. So that toxin is removed before it becomes a toxin. Okay, so that is the principle behind that. It can alleviate sore throat and coughs. And this is a Vastra Dhauti. That means here we use a cloth of 3 inches width and around 2 meters length. So what we do is, we just engulf that cloth. It passes through the food pipe. Then we take it out. So what happens in this? Again, the Vastra Dhauti removes the impurities from the gastrointestinal tract, thereby detoxifying the stomach and in the esophagus region. So it comes out as a yellow sticky material, that is we always call it as phlegm that comes out. So anything, the toxins or dust or dirt is there, it just comes out with the cloth. There are, again, I have already told you, these are not the only technique. There are many other techniques also, like danda dhoti, many other techniques. So I am just taking which is very much important. And there is one more technique called bhasti, or it is also called as yogic enema. Here the lukewarm salt water will be inserted into the anus region, and it is made to fill the small intestine and the large intestine, and it is removed. So the advantage of this is the large intestine can have impurities stuck to the walls, which is expelled for days. Basti removes these impurities and cleanse the detoxifying in the large intestine. And basti is a common practice used in Ayurveda and naturopathy for detoxification of the body. If you enter into any Ayurvedic or naturopathy center with any problem, the first thing they will do, they make you to do is the basti. That means they will cleanse the gastrointestinal tract. So the next concept is food. Now see, we know how to remove the toxins and how to prevent any pathogens to enter into the body. All those things we know. But for us, food is also very important. What type of food you take so that your mind is calm. You might have seen, you tell me what you eat and I will say what you are. So in that way, if you see, the food becomes a very important part to control your mind. So in the Chandogya Upanishad, they say Ahara Shuddhau Sattva Shuddhau Dhruva Smritihi Smriti Lambe Sarva Granthinam Vipramokshaha. That means if your ahara or if your food is pure or Shuddha, clean, then Sattva Shuddhihi, that means your character is good. Sattva Shuddho Dhruva Smritihi, when your character is good, your mind becomes stable, Dhruva Smritihi, or the memory becomes stable. Smriti Lambe Sarva Granthinam Vipramokshaha. That means when your mind becomes stable, Sarva Granthinam, all the organs or all the cells in your body, Vipramokshaha, that means turns towards the happiness. That is the meaning of the food. So also in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yuktahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapna vabhodasya, yogo bhavati dukkaha. What should be the type of, how much you should eat? Yuktahara viharasya, that means you should eat moderately. We should follow that. Your moderate eating is very important. So I think the picture itself says what type of food you have to eat, how you have to keep your body. Whenever you go for the second one, naturally your immune system will come down with the bad food or the mostly processed foods. So then the next thing is the mind. How we can have a control, that means how we have to keep our mind to have a proper immune system. So let us say the unhealthy, there is a difference between unhealthy mind and a healthy mind. The difference are listed. So many differences are there. See, everything, if you read it, it is like it is related to most of the thing is stress. See, unhealthy mind is, it is disturbed. So when it is disturbed, definitely he will be stressed or he will be in anxiety. Definitely fear will be there, and definitely duality in the work will be there. So main thing is, it disturbs the immune system. So when your mind is unhealthy, your simple example if I had to give, when you are not in a mood, if you have a nice meal, it will not be digested. Okay, so when unhealthy mind is there, definitely it will affect your immune system, but a healthy mind will boost your immune system because of the calmness of the mind. So again, this is a just pictorial representation to say healthy mind and unhealthy mind. So healthy mind will have a very less thoughts with the calmness, But the unhealthy mind will have too many things running in his head or mind. So, how we can combat this? That means in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, he says that yato yato nischarati manaschanchala astiram tatasto niyamya tadatmanyeva vasham naye. That means whenever your mind is restless, as already Madam has told, she was talking about the pregnant ladies. Okay, so the mind wanders. So that is what it says. Whenever the mind wanders or it becomes restless or unsteady, what you have to do is one should bring it back and continuously focus it on God. Here the God means nothing like religious related thing. The universal force, you can just concentrate it on the Brahman, or if you have any religious God, you can just keep the focus it on the God. So then naturally this will the mind becomes calm. So one more sutra in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, that is chale vatam chale chittam nishchalam bhavet yogi satanatmatmanoti tato vayu nirodhayet. So that is what it says. When the respiration is being disturbed, the mind becomes disturbed. When by restraining the respiration, the yogi gets the steadiness of the mind. In the previous slide, I told that means when the mind wanders, naturally your respiration becomes disturbed. So what you do is you control your respiration. Definitely you will get the calmness in the mind or steadiness in the mind. So this is about the practical thing to combat the COVID. So let us beat the COVID with the quarantine with the yoga or yogic life. Thank you very much. And if you are anybody interested in learning yoga scientifically and very traditional things, you can just contact me at any time, and welcome for any questions. Thank you.